So I don't read a lot of young adult, but when I do, I really like a light beach read or a romance, and I've really enjoyed a lot recently by South Asian authors. But this one actually is my favorite, and it's a debut book by Syed Masood, More Than a Pretty Face, More Than Just a Pretty Face. And I have to say, I started off, I was like kind of confused. So I'm reading the book, and I was like, okay, pretty face, not academic. Okay, that's unusual for like, Asian culture, but that's cool. I like that. And I was like, oh, maybe this is a LGBTQ story about, two girls. And then, like a few pages in, I was like, wait, no, no, the pretty face is a boy. And I was like, oh, that's like even more interesting. And so the boy is Danielle Jelani. He's extremely good looking and not academic. And turns out he's like an amazing chef. And he cooks Indian food, which I also find really interesting. And there's like great food descriptions. And actually, I also want to confess that one of my favorite shows that I binge watched was that Netflix show, Indian Matchmaker. Like I was obsessed with that show. I thought it was such a fun show. And so there's Indian matchmaking involved. So he likes Kaval, who is this beautiful, smart, and daughter of a surgeon, very wealthy, who also likes him, but he's like not quite going to be successful enough for her family to approve. So he kind of has to step up his game if he wants to get her family to approve a marriage agreement. And then his family also puts him in with an Indian matchmaker, and he gets matched with Bisma, who is the polar opposite of Kaval. So Bisma is, more bookish. She also has this scandal that made her move from a totally different state to where he lives because it was like a social media YouTube video gone, not gone viral, but like seen enough, and it was scandalous. So her marriage prospects are looking bleak, and he ends up, kind of going on this, matchmaking setup, and then taking it one step further, a little bit out of compassion and kindness, because his other superpower besides being a really great chef is he really does get across he is really this truly like kind person. And so as the plot progresses, you already have this like dynamic between the two girls, and Danielle. He gets entered into this like very prestigious competition at school called the Renaissance Man, where you have to make like a presentation like in front of a bunch of judges. And so it's kind of like a joke that he gets nominated, but then he's also thinking, and Kaval's thinking like, oh, if you can win this, that'll really score some points in my parents' eyes. And so he decides like, what, he's going to take it seriously. Like, people think he's not that smart, and he's gonna show them otherwise. But he needs help, so he has to enlist Bisma, who is happy to help him, and they work on a presentation for weeks. And the subject of the presentation I found fascinating because there's so much history that is written by the victors, and in this case it's Winston Churchill, and you hear all this about he's this great hero. But what like I didn't know about, and I think most of us don't know about, is this Bengal famine where 3 million Bengali people died because Winston Churchill just didn't care, created this famine situation and walked away from it because he just didn't think the Bengali people were important enough for his attention. And this is a true thing, and it's literally like a bit of history that like we don't study, or I didn't study in high school. AP history, AP world history. And so that combination of like, this is a pretty light and interesting love story mixed in with like this little bit of history that Syed just kind of sneaks in. To me, like, that's my jam. That's like the perfect combination, is like, entertain me and teach me something. But it's a really like it's a really well written, paced book. Like I really love the voice and the characters that he wrote. Like it's just it feels like these it feels very authentic. And it really sometimes like a boy's voice feels like it's a female writing a boy's voice, but like this, the boy's voice is super authentic and the girls as well. Like it's a very well written, entertaining, well paced, like enjoyable book. So anyway, I'm looking forward to more books by him, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this book too. Thank you so much for watching.